Yo, 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 it's your boy Combo Heaven coming at you with some new Sub-Zero tech. Or I guess you could say improved Sub-Zero tech. So first of all, if you're watching a stream, there is a good chance that you saw the combo video I just dropped. And I certainly hope so, because that was the main reason I started the stream literally right after that movie premiered. But without further ado, we're about to get into it, and then after I showcase all of the new tech, we're going to run some viewer sets, because I hate playing Combat League now. Anyways, Sub-Zero got a damage buff. It was all the rage the last stream, and obviously you just showcased just how big a deal that damage buff was in the new combo movie. Once again, I hope you guys saw it. If you didn't, make sure to watch it once the stream is over. But Sub-Zero's buff basically improved the combo routes of all of Sub-Zero's cameos. But this actually has a bunch of very much intended implications. Basically, a lot of teams that simply weren't good enough now have the compensation of really good damage. This includes this team. With this buff, we can create new BNBs with Cyrax that do significantly more damage than before. That was a little bit of a mess. Yeah, that works. That also probably works. So I could do something like this. That's supposed to be an instant jump one. Almost. We're getting... Yep, there we go. So from there, you can just go into some Oki. Need to figure out a good misspin out, but in the corners where things get serious. That actually works, I just need to delay that. So the main thing about this team is that you just have new combo rounds. These new routes will complement Sub-Cyrax and give him even more damage, which is once again the only thing this character really needed. Mention... Meter Drain into that much damage is definitely a strong tool, not to mention you have the bomb setups and everything. It's really nice. But that's just one of the many teams that were affected positively by this change. I've been messing around with Sub-Zero Kung Lao because of this buff. That was 50%, and guess what? Kung Lao's already back, like the whole cameo bar. They basically gave Kung Lao the tremor treatment, which means I can do this into big damage. Whoops. Whoops, messed it up. Obviously, I need a little bit more refining to get the timing just right, but that's essentially the idea behind this team. And once again, the recharge rate is tremendous. So basically, you get big damage. I need to time that better. You can basically TOD, once again, why am I not supposed to? You can even make it a little bit more realistic by doing it this way. Whoops. It just requires a little bit of fine-tuning. This technique is very much raw. Like, I think I'm going to need a little bit more training before I'm ready to do this. But the technique is flawless. Now, another good thing about this team is that I can work this out. The way it works is very interesting. It's not exactly a combo. It's not exactly the way you think. For example, if you just shoot in to confirm, it immediately takes the whole thing away. But if you do it like this, get a safe dive kick. Whoops. So what you would want to do is probably this. Oh, that's not a thing. Okay, that's kind of gimmicky because it really only works out for you if they cooperate. So that's kind of ugly. You can just do that. But you would more than likely just want to do this. That's way better because that works out for you on hit or on block. If only they didn't make that minor change, so I may need to mix things up just a little bit. The only thing I dislike about this team is that because of the cooldown rate of clone, you can't really loop it mid-screen, but you can in the corner. Whoops. I wonder if I could do that. No, you don't get that much time. Anyways, so I think that's pretty much everything that this team does. Well, obviously, you get better confirms with spin. And from there, you can go into the Heavenly Strike that way. That's kind of disgusting. I wish that were a thing. Wait, that's... Oh, wait, I'm curious. Oh, wait, that might be interesting. Okay, so I'm intrigued. Oh, that's nasty. That's disgusting. That's funny. So this also, it also kind of just makes sense. So do I have enough time to say... Yep, I could do low. I think that's just kind of funny. Alright, that's enough about this team for now. Now we need to explore... There's quite a few cameos to explore. Okay, this cameo got improved. So remember how I said the damage buff power crept a bunch of teams into place? This is definitely an example. I would say this is an A tier pick now, where before I thought it was B tier, as in for bad. That's actually not optimal. Let me try again. I don't know why the damage off of this is so weird, because here's what I get for just one cameo. Like that you get 50, yeah, like you get 45 right there. Also get 50 from mid screen easily. See, that's gonna be a little tough. There we are. So that basically rounds up to 46%. And then in the corner, things get interesting. You get a solid 50. Vast MK, do I have those sub-Janet combos? Do you know who you're talking to? You clearly don't know who you're talking to. So let's talk about these new sub-Janet combos I discovered. So obviously, if you want to go for the optimal setup, you're still going to use the same old combo. But if you're just trying to cash out, I've created some new combos that you may or may not have seen in the video. So this is what you're going if you want to go into the set play. Whoops, mess it up. So this is your old reliable. Why did it side switch? Alright, I got it this time. Uh, 10 frames. We're actually gonna go off the mid. So that was Touch of Death for 1 bar. Now, if you want to cash out, this is a new route you can go for. This one's kind of annoying. I personally don't like going for this route because it's kind of awkward. But I discovered it for fun. See, the combo is really hard to finish, but that's supposed to do 56% right there. So let me try again. There we go. So that's a new 1 bar optimal you can go for, or if you want to do, or if you want to be a little crazy. Whoops. I'm forgetting the combo. It's something weird. No, Mr. Gamer, the ult route does not do the same damage. So the combo I already finished did 40, 54. Here's how much the ult route does if you finish it. Oh my god. The timing. Oh my god. In my soul. So that's the old route, and that does less damage. Unless I were to spend multiple bars, but at that point I'm spending more bars. This new swag route. This new swag route does 54, and it has a definitive end, where the other one you can't even definitively end it. The older mid-screen combo really isn't even designed to be finished. You almost always go for the set play there. This is a true combo. And then by the time it's over, you go to Never Janet. And then there's an even crazier one. No, that's not quite right. Hold on, Aaron, let me try. Oh, it does do the same damage. And the problem with that combo is honestly just the fact that it doesn't have a definitive end. It's not as sexy. Now this new optimal should theoretically do more damage than all of them. Yeah, it's like a standing 3. Ugh, whatever. Now, in the corner is where things get interesting. Sorry. This is your ultimate optimal. Thank you, Aaron. I definitely put my whole heart and soul into that. Alright, this is the semi-optimal. I dropped it. It does almost 60%. Now this one actually does hit the 60 mark. Is that Voss FGC? Well, Voss FGC, I think I just showed you what you... Oh, wait. Let me show you what you can get with one bar in the corner. Here's what you can get with one bar in the corner. Sorry, I messed it up. You get 57% if you just want to finish it. It's kind of hard to do that last slide, though. You're supposed to have enough time to get one more Janet kick in, but for some reason it's not working. But that's okay, because you really don't actually want to go for the damage here if you only have one bar. You want to instead go for this into another retry. Touch of Death. That's what you want to go for. And like, even if you didn't have the extra meter, they're still dead here. So let's say you really only have one bar to work with. They're still dead. Oh, and by the way, you've built a bar at this point. So actually, let me make sure I'm alone. Okay, we're gonna get rid of them. You build a bar back at the end and they're already dead. Or let's say they are stubborn and they auto-block. So same situation, you only have one bar to work with. That's a true gapless string, by the way. What I just did, like, this jails on block. Like, back 3 into Janet uppercut, that literally jails on block, and it's plus 15. Plus 15. That's so plus that I could mess up and do the grab too early and it whiffs. So, literally, you're forced to get strike through. And because this is plus 15, I could also just do a forward 1 or a back 3, and you have to block it. So, it's literally a true strike throw guess there. You could armor through, but I could just block it on a hard read. And then there are some other things I can do. Yeah, in general, this team could just mess you up. And let's say you just have so much as one more bar to work with. You can TOD from just the grab. Vaz, you need to get on this game so we can run a set right now. For those of you that don't know who Voss FGC is, back in the Odin days in MK1, Voss FGC was the Sub-Zero player hot on the market. You see, at the time, short clips had just been introduced to YouTube, and Voss FGC was blowing up, doing some crazy high damage combos with Sub-Zero. And he built a platform off of it. He is a grandmaster. So, Vaz, really, really good to see you. Glad to know you're still alive. I had heard rumors you were dead or something. Now let me see if I can get this true optimal. I messed it up. Sounds good. I messed up the combo again. God, it's so hard to finish it. Okay, I got it this time. Just watch. No! Damn it!
Smash to black. Good cue, cartel.
There we go. Okay, the optimal also doesn't quite hit 60, but it does technically do more damage than the other one. The other one peaked at 595. This one is 599. Yes, I am extremely frustrated that at my max I still can't quite touch 60 unless I punish with standing forward, then I can. Oh my god. Give me the Yeah, you get 62% if you punish for standing 4, and standing 4 is a really good punish. Please normalize punishing with this move because that's really going to be useful when you have Janet. So yeah, you can break 60 if you punish with standing 4, or alternatively, you can also break 60 if you just have Fatal. Before, this combo did 56% damage. That's right, this combo used to do 56%. This combo does like 6% damage more. And if you get 74 punish, good baga. God help us all. Oh my god, if I hit somebody with this for an online combo video, I'll literally lose my soul. So I'm having fun with this game. I really am. But let's explore a few more teams. Obviously, the teams that were kind of good already are even more good. Like, oh, one cameo was very buffed. Goro. So let me tell you this right now. Goro has always been an underrated pick. I have a video coming out. I don't know exactly when it's going to happen, but it's basically going to be like a unique type of video. It's like a fusion between a combo video and a combo guide, but the theme is about all of the grandmasters in the Sub-Zero community. So for those of you that are not familiar with the term called Linque Mafia, a term coined by Sikander555, it's basically a term that represents all of the active Sub-Zero players who play Mortal Kombat. The Sub-Zero community is by far the best community in the NRS community because we're all very much united, for better and for worse. And when I tell you that the Linque Mafia has a bunch of grandmasters, they have a bunch. To be considered a grandmaster, you basically not only have to master a certain Sub-Zero team, you have to invent a unique way to play Sub-Zero and make it your own. So Sub-Goro was a team that was not invented by me or even Sikander. It was invented by this guy named, I'm blanking on his name, but I wrote it in my notes. But this guy has pretty much mastered Sub-Goro. He does stuff with Goro that I still don't do, despite using Goro. So this is an overhead. So you get 38 for an overhead, or low. And the good thing about the low is that it's plus on block. The good thing about Goro is that the recharge rate of Goro has been buffed. It's not as notable at first, but in general, all of Goro's cameos come back about 6 seconds sooner than normal, including this. Oh, by the way, this combo does more damage now, by the way. Before it did like 52, now it does like 55. But yeah, by the time you finish that combo, Goro is already back. And by the time you play a little bit of neutral, Goro is completely back. So this team is basically 100% viable now. It was low-key already viable before, but now it's like objectively tournament viable. We're just gonna go to the corner. The corner combo is easier. And it's longer. I just love it. And then Goro's already back. So yeah, in general, this team is actually very good because you have Nyx. Oh, and because Sub-Zero's slide is a low, you have very cheeky mix. Like, you could just do random. So this is a very unique and ugly way to play Sub-Zero, but I think it's very effective. Because slide is a low, you can pretty much do a mix-up at any point, including off of poke. It's a little messy, but it's a lot more effective with other teams. But basically, Sub-Goro is a very good team, actually. Always has been, in my opinion. Like, you have corner setups. It's a little messy. But yeah, it's basically the same strategy as Sub Sonya, but with a hint of Sub Movado in the corner. You basically have the opportunity to play two different ways. The only thing that holds you back is the recharge rate. The recharge rate isn't great, it's just better. Now, you never want to go for this if you have both bars. If you have both bars, you obviously go for the damage here. But yeah, Sub-Goro, very amazing team. But yeah, I'm going to have a video out just explaining all of these teams because there are a bunch of really good Sub-Zero teams that have all been coined by members of the Lin Kuei Mafia who have earned Grandmaster status because of it. And I'm going to make a video basically acknowledging all of them because there are actually quite a few, more than 10. I'm still dropping that. Oh, now I'm remembering his name. It was Uniqua Majin. That's a very long name. I'm just gonna call him Majin for short. That was the brutality combo I did. Well, kind of. So yeah, Sub-Goro just has a lot of utility. I only wish that that was a thing. Oh, it is. Yeah, I forgot. This is okay. So if you guys wanted some new tech, if that's what you were trying to see, here you go. Here's some new tech. Oh my god, I keep messing it up. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do a simple combo for now. What we need is proof of concept. There we go. So that's the new tech. Now, the recharge rate was really good. You could get it off of this, but it's not that good. But that's okay. You should be able to do this thing. But you need 2 whole bars. I don't know why that's dropping today. Why am I dropping it today? Give me the combo. I earned it. I don't know why this is dropping today. I don't know what's going on with it, because I know it works. Like, that's the end goal. Getting that. It's similar to Madame Bo's setup, except it's at the very end. This is new tech, but I'm not even 100% sure it works, because it depends on the recharge rate. It does not work. Vice Clone does not come back in time. It's just barely too long. I would have to do something extra. That's a thing. Alright, there we go. We have something. So, no enhanced clone, but I can do that. So if I put it all in a nice little box... Little messy though. So that's fun. It costs all of your resources though, so honestly it's not worth it. But it is cute. Because at the end of the day, what's just stopping you from doing this? Hayata's around the same, except I only spent 2 bars. And Goro's already back. So once again, the only thing that's really tough to consider, but yeah, Goro is a great team, or at least it's a good team. Its only thing is that its recharge rate isn't as good as it could be, but that's a non-issue. Just manage your resources. Plus, I like to think of Sub-Goro as a movie team because Sub-Zero is rocking the movie skin, and in the first Mortal Kombat movie, Sub-Zero and Goro were in cahoots. So yeah, if you learn, if you take, oh by the way, this is also a thing. It's really hard to get a reward though. Early? Oh, you could also do something ghetto. Yeah, something like that. So if you're short on a Kami, you could do something like this. Very fun. What else we got? I know there's something. Forgetting it. Nope, that looks like it might be it. This seems kind of a what you see, what you get. Oh, this team. This team definitely got power crept into well, not power crept, but like the opposite of power crept. Don't know what the term is. So what made this team interesting was its unique corner setup. The way Subjects works mid screen is the same the way that Sonya works, except without mix. So, but in the corner, you had access to one of the more broken Ice Clone setups in the game, actually. Now, obviously, what happens if they just commit to low blocking? Well, duh. That happens. Same problem. That's guaranteed strike through right there. So taking it is just not a good idea. Can you instant air dive kick? No, you cannot. You'll get blown up. If you can't armor through, then he's sure as hell can't dive kick. You die a horrible death. Whoops. But the problem with this setup is what you just saw right there. Sub-Zero this is the most fragile setup in the entire game. Because if you mess up, you could actually end up getting fucked. So you don't want that to happen. You need to do a very precise combo for it all to work out. Everything needs to be timed perfectly. If you time anything wrong, that could also happen. I didn't get hit, but because I did it a little bit too late, Kung Lao was technically able to armor through it. I wasn't able to get punished because he did get broken, but it got broken last minute. Basically, the ground pound needs to hit before the clone does, otherwise you don't get your freeze. And if you don't get your freeze, they effectively get out of the setup. So this team is really hard to even teach. I learned this from somebody named Arises. And Arises is definitely one of the Lin Kuei Mafia Grandmasters, but he keeps to himself. I got this setup from him. And it is very hard to master. As you can see, there are 1,000 things that can go wrong. Now, obviously, I only get under... And here's the thing, if they armor, that's the worst possible outcome, because I get a second setup for free. See, Jack's still there. So they can literally die just from one failed armor attempt. It doesn't really matter if they armor a second time or not because the setup is already there. So this is one of the most broken corner games that Sub-Zero has. In fact, I would actually go as far to say that Sub-Zero Jax's corner game is stronger than Sub-Zero Movato's. And I've been the main guy saying that Sub-Movato has Sub-Zero's best Ice Clone setup. No. By technicality, Jax has Sub-Zero's best Ice Clone setup because it's actually unblockable. Movato has a pseudo hard to blockable into Ice Clone setup, but it's hard to block, not impossible. So this is technically the best Ice Clone setup in the entire game. The problem is that it's so hard to learn that no Sub-Zero player in their right mind would ever learn this shit. Literally, I've tried to get people to learn it. I tried to get Just Measy, the best North American sub, to play this team for years, and I have failed miserably. Nobody's gonna do it. I don't even play this team like that. I played this team like one time, like 2 months ago, just to see if I still knew what I was doing. This team is very hard to use, because if you do anything wrong, it all goes to shit. Like right there, I fucked up. And now Jax is there, he's about to get hit, he armored through. There are so many things that can go wrong. Now don't get me wrong, there is no guessing involved here. If you do everything right, there's nothing the opponent can do. Let's say they don't armor. Let's say they try to just delay their wake up. It accomplishes nothing. They do get out of Jax, but they didn't delay their wake up. Sorry, I messed it up. So here's the thing. Delaying your wake up will get you out of the explosion, but it's not like you can just wake up poke. If you do, you're going to get frozen. If you wake up anything, you're going to get frozen. And because you delayed your wake up, you can't wake up armor. So really, delaying your wake up just forces you to take the setup anyway. There's nothing you can do about it. So delaying your wake up is not a good idea. You just die. You can guess. And I messed it up, but once again, I get another Ice Clone, and they have to eat another setup. So if they try to delay their wake up or armor through, I get another setup for free. I don't need to spend another Jax. And then they can die. You okay, Grandma? Oh, his other armor wake up. That's a good idea. I'm actually curious how that's gonna work out. I think I can block in time, or he'll miss. Okay, so let me test this. So that's what happens. It's just gonna miss. So you die a horrible death. I will say, this is probably the best option Kung Lao has, because at the very least, it hits Jax, and when Jax is hit, he's gone for a while, but the Ice Clone is still there, so you still die a horrible death. In fact, you get punished, actually, I think. So you'll die. He can, but what a Kung Lao player could do is like move around or cancel it, but once again, that has a lot of recovery. If he moves it around, I can react to that and just not do anything, because Ice Clone is meant to be used defensively anyway. I'm not supposed to just commit to a mix. I'm supposed to block, wait, then go for strike throw. And if he just cancels it, it's going to be the same situation all over again, where he has to eat the mix, because recovery. The cancel is not an instantaneous cancel. It has a lot of recovery frames on it. I know this because I labbed Lao not too long ago. So once again, spin is a better option than most, but it's still a bad option. You can't win. You just get frozen. The only reason this option is kind of good is because it gets rid of Jax for a while. But look at that! I don't even need Jax to do it. Sub-Zero just gets out of the way. I'll just do this over and over again. He just can't touch me. And even if he could touch me, he won't be able to punish me. I'll be able to block in time. There's not enough time. There's just not enough time. And remember, Jax is taking the hit if I go for the setup. But even on my own, I could screw with him. So the spin isn't that great of an option. Because at least if they risk, what's the actual one? At least if they risk challenge shimmy, if I mess up, I actually get hit. Because right here, I'm about to mess up on purpose. Well, that's a bad example. Yeah, right there. Well, that was supposed to hit me, but I also got hit by Jax for some reason. But like I said, at least with challenge shimmy, they have. If I mess up, I actually get hit here. Meanwhile, if they do spin, I'm not getting touched. They just lose. Now, an option that a person could try is wake up cameo. Which is an invincible wake up, but it's not consistent. I'm pretty sure this shouldn't work out. But let's find out. It just misses. It doesn't work. What kind of happens is that, okay, this is an interesting interaction, because he totally got hit here, but I think the clone got broken? Maybe I'm just doing it wrong. Yeah, Movato's breaking the clone. Okay, this actually isn't a terrible option, but this is more of a Movato thing than, like, this is an option that anybody can do. Movato hits behind, so he's touching the clone, even though it's not in front of him. So this is a weird situation where Movato specifically could help, but here's the thing. I'm not taking any damage here, and you're still getting hit by Jax Unblockable, and I'm still plus. Like, yeah, my clone is gone, but you're still at negative frames, and I'm at advantage frames. I still hold the upper hand here. So that's kind of a desperate move. It's a clever move, but it's desperate. And if you time it wrong, if I time it slightly differently, they can still die. So let me try a better one. Janet is currently Kung Lao's most popular cameo, so realistically, if Kung Lao were to try and wake up, they will wake up with this. They die. So with most invincible wake-ups, what's gonna happen is that they're just gonna explode, and then I get a free combo. They just explode. So yeah, no option is good here. You just die. And remember, I can get this off of a long combo. I messed it up. If I time it just right, they shouldn't get hit there. There we go. So like that. They die. The only reason I don't really recommend going into a big combo is for the loop ability. Jax's recharge rate is really, really good, but not so good that you could do a full combo and then automatically get a free setup, and then automatically do it again. Because in this interaction, I don't get a free setup. I have to spin Jax again to speed setup again. So I need to have Jax ready and available to do another one. So yeah, this team is really good in the corner. Another problem this team has is that before it was really hard to even get you to the corner, but with some routing, this is a non-issue. Yeah, I can carry you to the corner pretty easily. You obviously don't want to do it like that. You never want to spend the throne here. Honestly, avoid spending meter if you can. You don't really need meter at any point in the combo, but it's always good to have it. Actually, that's another up. The setup is completely meterless. I don't think there was a single point during the demonstration where I used meter. Now, theoretically, what you could do is that, you know, you could spend a bar on the clone. Like, let's say they're smart and delay wake up, which is by far the best option in the grand scheme of things. At least with delay, they could, like, guess right. That's the only problem with spending a bar here. Jax kind of just spoils it for you. So there's really no point in ever spending a bar for an enhanced clone because, yeah, you get more damage, but Jax is still there. And once Jax is on the screen, you're playing by his rules. So you need to pick up the pace. So you're never really spending meter in the corner with Jax. So whenever you have bar, it's best to use it mid-screen. Or better yet, use it for things like your unbreakable damage with down 2. All in all, this is a great team. It's just really, I cannot express this enough, really hard to learn. It is the hardest team that Sub-Zero has. And that's unfortunate because this is not one of Sub-Zero's best teams. I would say it's an A tier in the same league as, say, like Serena, or what else is an A tier team? Like Sub is an A tier team. Sub Darius is an A tier team. All good teams that are tournament viable, but it's not the stuff you would expect a pro player to run at tournament against a T1000. No, for those teams, you got your Cyrax, you got Chameleon, you got Movado. Let me just look at my synergy tier list. Yeah, you got Cyrax, you got Chameleon, you got Movado, you got Tremor, and you got Sonya. Those are your S tier teams. Jax is not that. As good as the Ice Clone setup is, the biggest weakness this has is its learning curve. It's way too difficult when there are teams like Tremor that give you easy access to hard to blockables, and teams like Movado that give you mix that's almost as good as Jax's, but it's way more accessible because it's way easier to just do this into clone rather than it is to perfectly time an unblockable setup. And there are some hiccups. For example, if you delay wake up, remember how I said you can't really, like, poke against him? That's kind of true. But you totally could. You could poke Jax. Now, if you poke Jax, you're choosing to get frozen. That's true. But you do still poke Jax. And here's the thing. And when it comes to how this team is designed, it's meant to steamroll. Once you're in the corner, you're supposed to just TOD. If you hit Jax is gone for a very long time. So Kung Lao could delay his wake up, mash poke, get frozen, but hit Jax. And then by the time I hit him with a combo, Jax still isn't back yet, which will effectively end the looping. Not to mention that there's not much I can do about the meter gain. Jax, whenever you take damage from Jax, you build meter at an extremely fast rate. So breakaway is a lot more of a problem than it is normally. This is also the case for Sub Janet, but the damage is so high that now it's worth dealing with that nonsense. And also, Jax doesn't help Sub-Zero in the neutral at all, actually. The only thing that Jax gives Sub is the ground pound. And unlike cameos like Katana, you don't really have a really good way to use that. So, like, let me just set up. You could do something like that, but mid-screen you're not getting anything off of it, so you're just wasting a clone just to have a block string. It's just not worth it. Now you do have this, which is plus on block, which is far from useless, but that's something you would throw out when you're up close. This would be really good if this were a cameo reversal, but unfortunately Jax's invincible wake up, which is this move, doesn't come out on reversal, and it comes out on wake up. And as we previously established, cameo reversals on wake up are not good in general. They just don't work half the time. So all in all, Subjax is one of those teams where you're kind of on your own when it comes to playing the full screen in the neutral, which is not something you want. One thing you could do is ground pound and like throw an ice ball or something, but all that's really doing is letting Jax take the hit. But once again, you never want Jax to take the hit because it takes him way too long to come back. And while Sub-Zero's combos are long, they're not long enough. Nobody's combos are. Jax takes the longest time to come back. You also take the most damage whenever Jax is hit. You take like 5% every single time that cameo is hit. So yeah, in general, you want to play neutral, land your hit. You can actually spin 2 bars here. Now, one thing that Jax does have going for him is this. And I know what you're thinking. Is this a thing? Well, let's find out. Yes. Yes, it is. Unfortunately, you don't get any damage off of this. Like, nothing. At least nothing compared to Sub-Zero's own grab. The angle sucks. But that's enough talk about Jax. I think I went through everybody. Oh, yeah, this team. I didn't to admit it, but this team is good. You get almost 50% per bar with this team. Unfortunately, the recharge rate sucks. But in the corner... you get just barely 50 for 1 bar. Now, if you spend an extra bar, you're breaking 50 wherever you are. But that's just not special. The damage scaling buff was a net positive, most definitely, because before, this didn't even do 50%. It did like 47, which was ridiculous.
Obviously, you could do it like this way, but how are you hit opponents? No, it's just smarter to do it like this. You know, that's your max out.
So it's really just smarter to go for the setup.
And you get like 48 into a setup. But once again, Janet does this better. So what is the real reason you're playing Striker? Well, you have this. So, you know, that's always nice. You have plus on block stuff. You have like a restand. Well, all in all, it's very surface stuff, surface level, whatever stuff. The real thing that made this team good was the ice clone setups. But the problem is that the hitbox sucks. It's a high. So opponents can just disrespect it by mashing down 3 or something. So that's what made this team like not work. And honestly, this team still isn't great. It's just that you can kind of play the team the same way you would play Janet. Only Janet is better in almost every possible way. There just isn't a lot going for this team at all. Honestly, if it were up to me, Striker would still be a B-tier team, but it's alright, I guess. I don't know, Sub-Zero just doesn't make the best use off of the move. Now, a team that really got stronger is Sonya, and I didn't talk about this enough in the last Broken Tech video, so I'm going to go into more detail here. Sonya is pretty much Sub-Zero's most well-rounded team, and well-rounded is a really big deal right now. Sonya is just a better... So the reason I put Serena back in A tier instead of S tier is because now that I've mastered her, well, kind of mastered her, and I've watched some of Sikander's gameplay, Sonya is just better than Serena in every way, actually. I always thought that this being slower than Serena's forward shot, making Serena still viable, like giving her own niche. You know, Serena's projectile comes out faster and has better recovery, so Sonya's being slower gave Serena an identity. You know, it gave you a reason to pick Serena over Sonya. But no, because it's a mid and it still has priority, so if you zone back, Sonya's getting hit and not me, just like Serena. So even if Sonya's is slower, it doesn't really matter because I have the same level of defense. And the trade-off is that you can't duck this shit. You have to block, and frankly, it's hard to jump. Not just because the hitbox itself is pretty hard to jump over, but also I can charge it at any point, and doing that can just discombobulate you. And then, of course, there's this. So literally, this is just a better zoning tool in every way. Especially if you hide behind a clone too. Then you have double defense. Like, everything about this team just works. You can get full screen confirms. So, yeah, once again, this team is just really nice. I actually wonder... Oh, I can't just get a jump in. So, need to spend as many resources. All's well and ends well. So, literally, you have to... So, you basically just make Ice Ball useful. they won't be able to duck that. So Ice Clone is so Ice Ball is like useful again. No. And then there are these new bread and butter combos. And let me tell you, you guys haven't seen anything like this yet. So this is the combo Sikander usually does. Something like that. I think that does 40. I can't even get it, but you don't need to. Why am I dropping this today? We're just gonna do this. So yeah, but what makes this so good is that it's effectively a combo without a cameo. Sub-Zero is basically getting this Sub-Zero may as well have not even used a cameo here, because by the time the combo's over, Sonya's already back to full strength. Now what you can also do is this. It's kind of hard to master, but did you see that? I basically am able to get maximum damage with this. Now, if you do it wrong, like I just did, this is actually me doing the combo wrong, and I get almost the same damage. Let me do it with a better. So doing the combo wrong will give me 37%, which is less damage, but here's the thing. If I do it right... Did it wrong again. Did it wrong again. Nope. The trade-off is that this is supposed to do like 45%. This is a 45% BNB. But I'm struggling to get it. Basically, I'm hitting on the same frame. Oh, I think I just got it. Yep, here we go. So that's more damage than you were getting with Sikander's Optimal. Now, technically, Sikander's Optimal is way more consistent, but the reason it's better to try to go for mine is that if you do it wrong, the combo still works, and you don't lose out on that much damage compared to what Sikander was doing. But if you do it right, you're getting way more. What I did wasn't even 100% optimal. And I also could have opted to spend a cameo halfway through, and then I could have done 49%. Now, in the corner, you can do whatever. So in the corner, it literally does 45%. So this is literally going to make Sonya the best cameo in my opinion. Because the fact that you're not even losing out on even a little bit of damage. This is also good. Actually, it's around the same damage, funnily enough. But whichever route you're doing, that's not the fun. That's not the best part. This is the best part. You get access to three-way mix here. So, alternatively, you can end your combos this way. It's hard to end it that way. So the reason you want to do my route is because you get a better ender that way. Double overhead. Into Heavenly Strike. Into TOD. Or into instant low into overhead. Into instant low into overhead. Do you see what I'm driving at? I messed up the safe jump. Into TOD. And here's another option. Oh, why did I drop it? Into double low. Into set play. So let's do it all again, but we're not going to mess it up this time. Why did that drop? They like making my life hard. Okay. So yeah, this is just really, really good. So like I said, three-way mix here. Like, does double low, overhead into low, double overhead, low into overhead. So you get mixed like 3 times. So you get mixed 3 times here. And any of these options lead to TOD, as long as you have the resources. But because of the way Sub-Zero Sonya's neutral works, you're never really spending resources from full screen. Like, ever. Like, you're really just trying to contend this. And from there, you get TOD. Yeah, from there, you can also get the triple set play. So you can either go into the triple clone set play right then and there, or you can do it after a triple clone. You can just mess around. So after a conversion, let's say you clip this, I think it's best to go for the triple clone set play immediately. Double overhead. Guess wrong. And you can just keep doing it over and over again. It all just sequences itself into each other. The only minor hiccup about this team is that you can't armor break off of this safe jump. It is a safe jump, but it's not really a safe jump. So let me explain. You can block in time, but you can't armor break. That's gonna happen. But you can kind of react, I want to say. And remember, if you guess right here, they die. They die here anyway. So you can clone, but you're most likely not going to have clone at this point. And that's a hard read. Obviously you can clone, but once again, that's a hard read, and because of the way the sequence works, you're probably not going to get cloned back in. Luckily, they can still die. So all in all, this is definitely one of Sub's better teams. It's different than the way you would expect Sub-Zero to play, but it has a lot of fun properties. It has offense and defense. But ultimately, Sub is at his best when he's full screen and just playing around with the rings. You having to respect this is actually a way bigger deal than people may think. And then of course, there's the slide. I messed that up. Like, it's so easy to die. This team is very good, sub. My problem with this team is that it's not a team that I can really showcase. Because you know how this team is played? Pop this, run away. I kid you not, that is how this team works. Pop this, run away, and do this over and over. The opponent can't stop you, you jump down to them in the face. They do anything else, slide. Like, this team is a very play like a bitch type of team. It's the definition of play lane. You can't, your projectiles don't do anything to me, so I can just keep doing this over and over and over again with no consequences. I kid you not, that is exactly how this team is played. I kid you not. Like, this team has some stuff. You can do this. I messed that up. That works, I promise you it works, but that's like the only thing this team has, and realistically it's better to go for the damage here anyway. But it's kind of hard to do too. Like, the combo is a little messy, but it exists, it's there. There's definitely better sub players than me that can better explain how this team works, but it really is just a runaway like a bitch team. So instead you can do opposite this. You know, you get your triple clone set play, and you get what you need. Like sub allows you to do the basic default Sub-Zero stuff, but not much else. Because its only real technical aspect is just running away. Because Sub, when he can't get zoned, is actually very scary from full screen. If Sub can make you come to him, then he just wins that matchup outright. The Sub matchup chart is way more disgusting than you think it is. Like, from a matchup chart perspective, you could actually say that this is one of Sub-Zero's top 3 best teams. But that's just because if we don't take counterplays into consideration, this team destroys a lot of meta teams. Like, this team is like the death of like so many characters. any character where sub forces you to come to him, you are losing. The only way to fight sub is to be able to make sub somehow come to you. Because if your reactions are on point, there's no reason for a sub player to ever get touched. I kid you not. I ran into this in Combat League one time, and I was just reminded of how trash it is. And even then, and even back in the day, there's this guy, G Fendi, or G for Grandmaster, also a Grandmaster in the Linkway Mafia. He was literally able to just run away the entire game, and I died every single time I tried to touch him, because Sub-Zero's 2-1 is one of the best with punish tools in the game if you can make the opponent come to you. So literally, I was trying to move in, died. And I'm building meter because I have no reason to spend it. Set play. It's disgusting. And then, like I said, you do have damage. It's just rarely ever there. So, like, in a pinch, this team can hurt. Let me see if I got this off. It's really tough. I think it is, at least. Maybe I'm just timing it wrong. I'm not sure anymore. I probably am just timing it wrong. I don't know, it's really hard for me to time. You really do want to learn this, which is why I'm trying so hard to even get it. Okay, I think I see how to do this. Yeah, okay. So I can do it precognitively. I'm trying so hard, it's getting on my last nerves. Finally, and I messed it up. Oh. I think I can make it easier by doing this. Nope, that's still same problem. You could do something like, this is not optimal. There's a way to do it without having to do a clone like that, but I'm just trying to do proof of concept at this point. In a pinch, this team can hurt. What you just saw, it was unbreakable. But anyways, that's all of the ways that Sub-Zero has magnanimously improved. All right, it's time to run some matches. Who in the chat wants to run sets? Gonna stream for like 1 more hour, give or take.
Sub-Zero.
Dino.
Janet Cage.
Dino. Probably gonna start doing King of the Hills eventually. Not in this stream, but like in the very soon. Oh, most definitely. Silas, what's your WB? I got a friend request. Retrieving social data. Who is this? I really gotta stop accepting friend requests from people I don't know. Ooh, hold on. Let me hit up Just Meezy. Yes. Okay. Now we're gonna run some casuals while I wait for somebody to give me something. Excatos. I'm going to assume that is your WB. I hope it is. Silos, just send a friend request to my WB, which is Combo God Gaming. Unless I don't find somebody in the next minute, then we'll just try to go to you immediately. That name looks familiar.
Sub-Zero. Nitara. Farah. Janet Cage. The Gateway.
The Arch Elder wants to
Notum, why does that name sound so familiar right now? I really can't put my finger on it.
Round 1.
Oh well. Natara Pharaoh? What are you, a psychopath? Hold on, about to eat 50%. I said, Ew. That's a thing. That was good. Now it's my turn. You dare. Go ahead and die for it.
Nice try.
Damn, I'm good.
Don't choke. Now I remember who this is. Notem is a leader for an old Mortal Kombat clan. I think it recently disbanded. It used to be known as Relief and Fear. That's why he's so familiar. And why he knows what he's doing. Yeah, this guy was busted in MK11. Like, I wouldn't be able to get a game on this guy. Okay, I really hate that. That was good. Okay, but watch this. No. No. It's over. How far you have fallen, Notem. The old you wouldn't have been able to... Oh god, okay, oh god. It is so hard to keep up that character. You suck.
Zero wins.
But no, in all seriousness, it's good seeing you again. Are you doing alright? You know, taking care of yourself and everything?
Round one. Fight.
We're gonna clone? No. 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 Got checked.
You got killed.
Why did that happen? I couldn't fuzzy it. Okay, I'm going for the... Bro, these positions are getting on my last nerves. Hey guys, quick disclaimer if you're gonna play this team, be very afraid of being in awkward positions when you're doing your combos, because that just killed me. Well, that and doing my slide a little bit too early, but mostly the positioning. He was in... Like, whenever I hit them, they're in an awkward spot. No, I haven't. Why do I keep guessing wrong? I think I'm dead here, actually. It's over. Guessed wrong. Well, I guessed wrong twice, so it's over. Alright, I need to play better neutral, because if I'm forced to guess, I just lose. Really? One and done? It was literally 1-1. Garbage. No, I'm recording this. I'm gonna record the last 15 minutes because I know this asshole is about to go on Twitter and say he beat me. I'm just gonna make sure I have that first set recorded. Quitting after one. Actually, somebody already said they sent me a friend request, so we're gonna move on to that. Trolls are X. Shall we begin? Silas, I'm waiting on you. At least I think that this is you.
Sub-Zero.
How will you fare against my sub, Janet?
Janet Cage, the gateway.
I will command the Lin Kuei. They will freeze you out, pretender.
Round one. Fight.
Why did I do that? Too slow. Nice try. Freeze. 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 Oh. I actually could have reacted to that. I'm being lazy. Guess wrong. Guess wrong. Going wrong. Nice. Nice try. Damn. Punished. Time to die.
Girl power.
Of course I miss. Okay, if I drop that combo one more time, I need to do 1,000 sit-ups.
Fight.
No! Oh my god. I love moves. Oh. You got checked? No, that was good. Damn. Oh. Punished. Oh. Time to die. Show me what you got. That's all. No more. You had your chance. No more. Don't choke. That was good. You died for it? Game over. Guess for your life. You guessed right. But so did I. You lose.
Finish him.
You did your best.
Sub-Zero wins. Round one. Fight.
You're done. You're too slow. Game over. I messed up. I couldn't figure out what I wanted. That was good. We're gonna armor. That was good. But you won't be able to kill me. You'll have to make one more guess. Damn. I was careless. Oh, the ice bomb was still there. Nice try. You're adapting, but not fast enough.
Fight.
I was too slow. Doesn't matter. Without meter, you can't do much. Now it's my turn. You died for it? That was good, but no reward. Nice. Triple clone. Oh. You're turtling. You're afraid. Good. Get jailed. That was good. I didn't looks like I didn't condition you enough after all. Guess wrong. Excuse me? That is, I'm so sorry. That is not a thing. You were in the corner.
Round one. Fight.
This character needs some OP. Yeah, that's not real. I'm gonna start reaction punishing that. Yes, check this out. I messed up the combo. I forgot what I was doing. There's so many combos in my head. Yeah, definitely fucked that one up. I forgot what combo I was supposed to be doing.
Round
That's on me.
fight.
No, 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 no. Damn. Nice try. Good jail. That's demon shit. Nice try. Wasn't expecting you to guess right there. Most people just panic after they get restored. I said I was gonna start reaction punishing that, but I didn't reaction punish. Oh, almost killed myself. Why did it miss? Excuse me? Nope. Oh no. Nope. No! Where's my confirm? Where's my back three? You died!
Final round. Fight.
That's my back three in the bowler pop. That's bullshit. I outplayed you. This game is garbage. No. Oh dear. Die for it.
You're done. You're done. Don't do it. Time to die.
I don't know why my up luck didn't come out, but it is what it is. I'll take the damage. Oh, you were gonna drop it. To make you smarter decisions. My sub-Janet might not be enough.
Sub-Zero.
Nah, who am I kidding? I lost because I made 2 input errors. Technically, only one of them costed me a round, but still.
Round one. Fight.
I forgot which side I was on. I'm cracked. Yeah, yeah. Trying to do back two against sub is kind of garbage because the poke has too much range, and if I get out of range, I can't do anything at all. So. I hate doing poke in the club, but sometimes I just have to. I hate that you're making me play like this, man.
You show
Round two.
your
Fight.
What? Oh. Damn it. Choke. Ooh, that is not what I did. Damn it. Fuck!
Final
Well, I'm not playing reactively enough, so let's start reacting. Stop that. Oh. I wasted a cameo for that. Still not punishing me. Enough!
Sub-Zero wins.
Check the CCTV cameras. Hearing this, the man accepts your mistake and says,
Round one. Fight.
Random armor? You'll die for it. That was smart. Well, smarter. I don't think it's an idea to just randomly do clump for no reason. If I just said fuck it, I would have armored and then you would still lose. It's taking too long.
no chance.
Round two. Fight. Finish him. Animality. Sub-Zero wins.
In one of my favorite movies growing up, a wise man once said, "There are no accidents,
Sub-Zero.
but there are learning opportunities."
Sonya Blade. Serena.
Actually, no.
Sonya Blade. Sonya Blade.
Now we can really
The
fight.
Gateway.
You are from another timeline, and here to take your place.
Round one. Fight.
Nice try. There is no escaping my set play. Too slow. You've been mid-checked.
Round two. Fight.
That was an interesting interaction. Victory! This is the full power of Sub-Sonya.
Finish him. Sub-Zero wins. Round one. Fight.
How cunning. Sorry, but that was too fragile. But
Round two. Fight.
All right, guys, I'm gonna end the stream early, so this is gonna be the last match. So hopefully this guy wins. Well, he didn't win. Sorry, I'm doing a fatal for stream purposes. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys very much. Expect a few more Sub-Zero videos. Probably an updated combo guide because a lot of teams got changed. At the very least, a new Sub-Sonya guide. And without further ado, I must bid you adieu.